The story of the girl in red has been told many times by many people, but it is an important story for us to pass on to our children, for it warns us of the dangers of not listening to your parents. The girl in red was on a simple errand. Go to the shop, collect a basket of goodies, take it to your grandmother's house, but never, never, never stray from the path. And never take the shortcut through the woods. I have to tell you, it is sad news that the girl in red did not listen to her parents. And when the path through the woods came to her right, she followed it straight through the woods, into the darkness, the trees either side casting shadows of strange faces. She crept through the trees, looking this way and that as the darkness encroached around her. And after a few moments, there was a rustling from behind the trees, and out stepped onto the path in front of her the biggest, scariest, ugliest wolf you have ever seen in your whole life. It stood there towering before you, saliva dripping from its teeth. The girl in red was quaking. Her knees were knocking, her teeth were chattering, but she still did not run. She held her position. The wolf stepped forward. "Where are you going to, my child?" "I'm going to my grandmother's house, for when I get there, we are going to have tea together, and I must go as fast as I can." "Well, don't worry," said the wolf, "for I will show you the way. If you follow the path to your left, you will be at your grandmother's in no time at all. Go quickly, for there are many dangers in this woodland." Well, the child ran as quickly as she could, for she was relieved to get past the ugly, fearsome wolf, and she ran as fast as she could all the way to grandmother's. But the wolf had sent her the long way, for he knew a shortcut, and he was at grandmother's door first, and he kicked the door open. There was grandmother lying in her bed, in her bonnet and her dressing gown. Well, the wolf was not hanging about. He tore the covers from grandmother's bed. He tore the bonnet from her head. He tore the dressing gown from her shoulders, and dressed himself as grandmother. Grandmother was shut into the larder cupboard, and the wolf sat in bed with the cover pulled up to his neck to await the arrival of the girl in red. And sure enough, after a few moments, a tapping at the door. "Grandmother, grandmother?" "Oh yes," cried the wolf, dressed as the grandmother. "I am right here. Do come in, my dear." The girl in red stepped forward, holding the basket of goodies, but something was wrong. Oh, grandmother, what big eyes you have," said the girl. "All the better to see you with," said Grandmother Wolf. "Oh, but grandmother, what a big nose you have." "All the better to smell you with," said Grandmother Wolf. And then the girl in red spotted the sharp teeth dripping with saliva, and she said, "Oh, grandmother, what big teeth you have." "All the better to eat you with, my dear." And he tore the covers from grandmother's bed and leapt forward. He swallowed the girl in red in one gulp. But fortunately for the girl in red, that is not the end of the story, for a passing woodcutter outside heard Red Riding Hood's squeals. He heard the wolf's howls. He stepped through the door with his axe, and he brought it down with one blow on the wolf's tail. The wolf squealed so loudly, and then from the wolf's wide throat with his big squeal, Red Riding Hood was able to clamber out and fell to the floor. The wolf went howling off into the woods, being pursued by the woodcutter. And I cannot tell you what happened next, for that wolf was never seen again. although the woodcutter was seen sporting a nice wolfskin scarf. Grandmother and Red Riding Hood enjoyed their basket of goodies together, and she never took the path through the woods again. And let this be a message to you children. When your mother says, go the long way round, make sure that you do.